Caroline Leavitt is the White House press secretary, and she held one of the most humiliating briefings I've ever seen. This was a so-called new media briefing. And the first topic that came up from these great new media journalists was about Uber drivers and truck drivers speaking English, which is a new area of concern for the White House.
Accessible presidency in American history. So with that, let's kick it off. And I'm happy to take your question first, Aaron.
Thanks so much, Caroline, both for having us and for granting me the first question here.
Sure.
And I can attest to the deportations in Florida. My Uber drivers finally speak English again, so thank you for that.
Understand what she's saying. Thanks to Trump deporting people, her Uber drivers now speak English. And this is Sean Spicer on the left who's chuckling about it.
My question for you is, what are the administration's plans for those who continue to defy the executive orders? Most notably, on my mind, are the ones related to what some would call trans men. I would call men trans women, which are men masquerading as girls in girls' sports.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
All right. So the anti-trans question to kick things off, and let's now get to this issue of the driving. Caroline Leavitt bravely and courageously announcing a new initiative in which truckers will be able to speak English.
And then the third executive order, which actually speaks to the heart of your question earlier about the Uber drivers, will be a order directing the Department of Transportation to include English literacy tests for our truckers. This is a big problem in the trucking community that, unless you're in that community, you might not know. But there's a lot of communication problems between truckers on the road, with federal officials and local officials as well, which obviously is a public safety risk. So we're going to ensure that our truckers, who are the backbone of our economy, are all able to speak English.
You know, there's a different discussion to be had here. First of all, in Tennessee, they looked at doing the exact same thing. To be a commercial driver, you've got to be able to speak English. That idea was killed because they recognized in Tennessee it would absolutely cripple the transportation industry. And of course, the idea that the party of small government is going to draft an unenforceable executive order designed to police people speaking certain languages is yet another one of these contrasts in we say we are for small government, but really we're not.